Car Chronicles. I'm on my way home. I want to say, granted, when I went live this morning, it was my first time. I've never been live before. I think maybe there were roughly 9 people in the there were like roughly 9 people in my little live session, but I got so many messages from people who watched early after, and just from people who were in it. And so I thank you so much. Hey Eric, hey Michelle. The response was really crazy. I couldn't believe that y'all actually listened to me for 6 minutes on the way home. So thank you so much for that. I got a lot of questions about meditation. So many people were like, how do you meditate? Do you have information about meditation? So let me tell you guys how I got started with meditation. Earlier this year, I started doing therapy, just because I have absolutely nothing against therapy. I think everybody should see a therapist sometime in their life, whether it's for grief, stress, anxiety, depression, whatever it may be. I definitely think that there is no stigma towards it. You should not feel bad. If you have health insurance, definitely use it. A lot of times there are mental health where they'll allow you to go to like 3 sessions without any co-payment. Even if you don't have health insurance, there's free therapy sessions. You just have to really find out your resources. My therapist actually is trained in meditation. And so I probably did 2 sessions with her, and I've done therapy before. And I just did not want to go into just digging up past stuff and finding people to blame. I actually was in a good place, and so I just told her, I want to learn ways to just work through like everyday situations. Or one thing that I really did suffer with, and I believe that I possibly got this trait from my mom, is I worry a lot. I worry about everything. I worry about things that have not even happened. I worry about I worry about my son going to school. I worry about everything, and I hate that it always has a negative connection to it. It's always connected to someone passing. I just really hate that was a reoccurring story in my mind all the time, when honestly nothing was happening. So she suggested meditation, and that's how I got started. So we would do these guided meditations where she would just have me sit. She kind of showed me my posture, and first we started practicing our breathing. So breathing is really big on meditation, like the deep breaths in. I think the first one she taught me was something about 4 breaths. You take 4 breaths in, you let 4 breaths out. And she would just kind of guide me through the meditation. And she always would give me an exercise after our sessions, and the exercise would always be to meditate. The first time it was so hard. I literally, 1 minute felt like forever, especially when I was doing it by myself. I would feel uncomfortable. My mind would be racing, like, I don't know, like, is this working? Am I doing it right? Blah, blah, blah. Finally, I started to get a little more comfortable with it. Welcome everyone that's joining. Hey, Raina. Started getting a little more comfortable with it, and we would just continue to do guided meditations. What happened when I got home and tried to do meditations on my own, I didn't know how to guide a meditation, because she gave me breathing techniques, and she gave me techniques on she gave me the meditation techniques, but I truly did not feel like I knew what I was doing. So one day I just said, I'm gonna go to YouTube and see if they have guided meditations. And YouTube has a plethora of guided meditations. They have meditation music, sounds, all of these things. So I would just do, hey Jonice, hey Delonda. I would just do meditations with YouTube. I would find a quiet space. We have a guest room in my house. No one goes in it. I would go to the guest room. I would take my phone, because I was using YouTube, and I would take my headphones, case my son was running around. And I would find the shortest clip that I could find, because again, like I said, 1 minute was entirely too long. I started with like maybe 10 minutes or 11 minutes, and I would follow their guided meditations, and it would really work. Granted, it was the exact same thing that I was doing in therapy with a therapist, but for free through YouTube. So that's how I began my meditation journey. So now, since then, I still go to therapy. We still do meditation, but I do majority of my meditations by myself through YouTube with guided meditations. I've done meditations for worrying. I've done meditations for anxiety. I've done meditations for stress. I've done meditations for manifesting abundance in my life. I've done meditations. There's something called I am affirmations. And so it'll just go through, I'm a winner, I'm these things. And it's really just easing your subconscious. Like, you really don't realize until you meditate that there's like a dual struggle going on in your mind or in your body constantly. And so part of it is what you think, your conscious mind, and then also your subconscious mind. And since a lot of times your subconscious doesn't have a way to communicate with your conscience, it acts out in different ways. So it acts out with migraines, it acts out with stress, it acts out with anger, it acts out in fear, it acts out with mood swings. And people just say, oh, I'm in a funky mood, but really what therapy taught me is there's a root cause to why you feel that way. And so taking the time to just calm your body a lot of times will, one, the breathing is relaxing to your body, it's sending oxygen through your brain, and now you've quieted your environment and you've quieted your mind to really hear what truly is going on. So I will say, the crazy thing is, and anybody who has done meditation, please feel free to say anything. As a Christian, it feels weird. And it only feels weird because we have been taught to pray. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with prayer. I still pray. Like, I don't want anyone to think when I say I'm on a spiritual journey, that means that I'm not a Christian or my beliefs have changed. I think some of my thought process about religion has changed. That's a whole nother conversation. But the difference between prayer and meditation, prayer is allowing you to basically ask whatever, for me, it would be Jesus Christ, like, Jesus, can you work me through this situation? If it's in your, if it's in your will, let it be done. These things, it's putting a lot of help me out into the atmosphere. Meditation isn't really necessarily that. Meditation is just taking the time to connect with yourself and to connect, in a sense, with the universe. I'm not supposed to read. I agree, though. I'm sorry. I promised my husband I'm not going to read. So, sorry. I'll respond at another time. But I agree with what you said. Meditation is just allowing you to calm yourself and calm your thoughts. And for meditation, you can go to different directions. So I said something about I am affirmations. The difference between prayer and I am affirmation, it's really just saying, and I put this back to the Bible, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So if I can do all things through Christ, then that means I am able to do what it is that I want to do. If I want a new job, I can say that new job is mine, or I am capable of doing that job. I am a responsible individual. I am. And just for 30 minutes hearing that same thing over and over and over, my cousin just joined. Hey, Jason. It really allows you to change the narrative that is always playing in your mind. So for me, I don't think I'm going to live a life moving forward without meditation, just because it helps so much, honestly. And even my son, when Sir is crying, we haven't taught him meditation, but when he's crying, he would tell him to stop and breathe. Just stop and breathe. And you'll literally, breathing, you'll see it'll start to just bring you down, just calm you down, because it's almost like it's that flight or fright. Like something's going on, like your body can feel it, you don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel comfortable. And so that's what that is. So for anyone who had a meditation question, that is my response to meditation. I hope I answered it. If you have more questions, just send me a message. I did get an advice question. So I got an advice question from a friend. I will always keep my responses anonymous. So it was just from a friend. This friend has a birthday coming up. And so the question to me was kind of posed, it was a back and forth conversation. So I asked my friend what they were doing for their birthday. And the response was, I don't know. And I had asked this friend this same question a few months ago. And so I said, how come you don't know? Like, your birthday is around the corner. And their response was, I feel I should not have to plan my own birthday. And I heard that and I understood that. And my response to them was, if you want to celebrate your birthday and you want to celebrate your life and your journey and however you want to celebrate it, I agree that yes, at times it is nice to have someone else plan your birthday for you, especially if you're in a relationship. But since going to therapy, will say that no expectations, no hurt. Hi! No expectations, no hurt. And so at times we put out these ambiguous expectations on people. And is that the right word? I hope it's the right word. Don't judge me. We put these, now I'm all confused because I want to know if that's the right word. Sorry. We put these things on people, not even telling them that this is what we're expecting. And that's not fair to them, and it's not fair to us, because we're setting ourselves up for failure. The second thing is, I don't believe that anyone else's, thank you, I was right. I don't believe that anybody else's happiness, your happiness, should not come from someone else. And so my thing to that friend was, it's your birthday. You have a lot to be thankful for. You celebrate it. If you want somebody to join you, or you want to do something special with another person, that's fine. If they tend to have something for you, that's great as well. But don't allow yourself to be in a situation where you have now put yourself on punishment and not celebrated a special day for yourself and all that you accomplished in these 365 days because you want somebody else to do it. So that would be my advice. Always, always be the owner of your happiness. Don't allow someone else to be your happiness. And that goes, I'm married, I love my husband. That goes for your spouses, that goes for parents, that at the end of the day, you are responsible for your happiness. So that is the end of my car chronicles. I know that you guys are, it seems like you're interested, and I thank you all for joining. Please, I don't want to just talk about myself all the time, but if you ask me a question about myself, I will definitely answer it. But I also want to actually show y'all my gift of giving people great advice. So please, no judgment. This is another thing. If you think that I'm here to judge you, meditation and just all of my spiritual journey removes all of that ego from your thoughts. Like, I really just look at people as genuine human beings, and at times people don't even know how they're acting towards another. That just, sometimes they just don't even know. And so to think that I'm going to judge you by your question, I'm not. I try to say all the time, I will answer truthfully, honestly, and with the purest of intention. I would not tell you nothing I wouldn't tell my mom or my sister or myself. So please send me a question. If I don't receive a question, I'm not going to make my messages super duper long. I don't want to bore anyone. I just want to actually just give you guys little nuggets into my world on a time when I don't really have a lot of people to talk to. So that's all. Enjoy your day. I love you all for actually taking the time to watch my video. Namaste.